got it there.
Yeah.
I tried to do a photo shoot during the break.
Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
There's that address again in case anybody wants to check it out.
Nice.
It is a real place. I think it's for sale, so that's why I'm like trying to
Hold on. Let's Google this. Let's see what I want to put my investments into with the money I don't have.
Yeah. I think the only difference in that actual cabin versus the cabin you're about to encounter is that the actual cabin is not as remote as what you're actually going to experience. But the look is very
Zillow
similar.
says, "Oh."
That's the reaction I wanted. Yes.
Oh, this one doesn't have a
The inside is cute.
What was the address?
It's in the private chat.
Oh no, baby, no. That's not worth $95K, but okay, you do you.
This one doesn't have
60 square feet. That's a closet. Fuck out of here with that. Closet for $95K.
Right off the highway, though.
That's even worse. I'll pass.
Highway.
This is what happens when you Google remote cabin Poconos.
Where's the resort? Bump that.
Funny enough, if you looked at it in the actual place, if you looked at it in like a street view, it's in kind of a neighborhood, but yeah, that's like the worst. That's the worst cabin in the whole neighborhood.
It isn't a neighborhood, but oh my God. Oh, Jesus. That is not cute. I need some real TLC.
Yep.
And not for $95K.
So that's the kind of fun part for me about doing Delta Green is that you can set things in real places that you can actually take a look at. I mean, I've done other games where we've done like I set one in Mexico City, and I like pulled up the Google Earth of Mexico City, and I was like, "Here's where you are. Tell me what street you want to go down, so that you can figure out where you're going next." And,
dude, I would love to do this in New Orleans because I know all the addresses of all the creepiest places ever.
Yeah,
my old house, even my old house.
We should do something set in New Orleans because enough of us know it well enough. Like,
I might need Tom to co-anchor that one for me because he actually lived there for 5 years. But yeah, heck yeah, we could do something in New Orleans. Oh, there's plenty of creepy stuff that happens down there.
Mm-hmm.
1908 Dauphine Street.
Dead coming to life.
I need to buy that bitch. All
right. Okay. So normally in these kinds of situations, you get that kind of fun thing of like the night passes uneventfully, or if you're playing D&D, sometimes it's like, who's taking what watch, that kind of thing. Here in Delta Green, you get to have an actual somewhat night session. So I know certain people have things that they have to resolve. So actually, we'll start with you, Eliana. So you'd like to go out on a date, some kind of hookup situation thing, right?
Do I get my boo thing or no?
Yeah, okay. Let me check.
Because he's complicated.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of wondering that might be better because I'm looking up your charisma, I think is what this would be.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay. Let's say you go out on a date with the person that you've been hooking up with before, and the situation is complicated. So I'll give you a plus 20% on your charisma check, but it is a charisma check, and so you'll be rolling at a 60% instead of a 40%.
Okay. I thank God because I got a 48.
Yay!
Does my distinguishing features have anything to do with that? Just so I know for that because of her stuff.
So what a successful date looks like for Eliana McMurdy is not necessarily what a successful date looks like for anyone else. Thankfully, this person is totally okay with you, like, looking at the entrances and exits as soon as you come in. You have to sit in the seat in the restaurant that faces the door, because you have to make sure that you know who's coming in that door or not. And in spite of your general paranoia, you seem to have a relatively successful night. And yeah, that's not one of your bonds, is it?
No,
No. Okay.
I need to schedule that appointment next.
Okay, so I will say the bonus point for that is you can add 10 points to your next sanity roll. So when or if that ever occurs, then you are normally at a 55. You can roll at a 65, but only for the next sanity check.
Okay, I have a question though.
Yeah, sure.
Under hers, she always succeeds sand rolls that are triggered by certain things. So
that would be other stuff.
Okay, so as long as if those situations happen, that's an auto succeed.
Yeah, and that's because, honestly, because you've adapted to violence. So things that are like, oh, I'm just going to shoot somebody in a public place, like you would be like, I don't have to make a sanity roll for that. I'm totally used to shooting people in a public place. Everybody else around you, watching you blow someone away in a public place, will have to make a sanity roll.
Okay, that's what all right, cool. All right,
So that
thank
kind of
you.
thing.
That's all.
Yeah. And just if that comes up, if you think it's one of the ones that you wouldn't have to roll sanity for because you've already adapted to violence, just let me know.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go with Dr. Davenport. Now, Dr. Davenport, you have a sleep disorder. So at the very least, you're going to have to roll to deal with that sleep disorder. However, I did a little bit of research. And if you would like to make a slightly better sanity roll, you can try to drink to excess or use some kind of sleep medication. The issue with that comes in later. If you did it all the time, then your character would eventually become addicted to it, or it could affect your relationships with other people. You might start losing bond scores, stuff like that. So it's up to you if you want to try adding a percentage to that. I think that's further down.
I think for the time being, I think we'll just roll as it is, and I'll deal with the repercussions of that. So
you are making a sanity roll just to be able to sleep tonight.
Yes, and that's just another 100 again.
Mm-hmm. And you are rolling under not your breaking point level, but the just the actual current sanity level that you have right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. And so we roll. Ho! I got a 2, and my current is 48.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Your
couple games of Catan, and you're
apparently it just made you so bored that you fell asleep without any issue today, which is great. So good for you.
In that moment, art imitated life.
Cool. So
so you don't play Catan like I do. That's
yeah. Dr. Shell, is there anything that you would like to do tonight that may or may not benefit your occurrences tomorrow, or is there anything that you may or may not be dealing with this evening that we should know about?
Not in this situation. I'm pretty comfortable aside from the social anxiety of, having these guys over, and I don't want to bore them, but I don't want them to think I'm uninteresting, and I don't know, like I've got Risk and Catan and Blockus. Blockus is really cool, guys. I'm no one's ever beaten me that I've played with. I don't get many people to play with me though. But
roll a charisma for me and see how well you succeed in convincing them that you're a cool person.
I do not.
Okay.
I got a
nerd.
Oh, doctor.
Okay.
Davenport's like, thanks.
Look at this doctor. He's suave. He's like clearly got it going on.
Totally bored, just falls asleep in the middle of your game. Shell, roll me a sanity roll. See if you succeed your sanity, and then we'll discuss whether or not that this affects you. That you are trying to entertain people, and you have such social anxiety that you have failed. Let's see if it actually fails in such a way that it affects you later.
Oh my god. Oh, I got 1 point over.
1 over. Okay, that's still technically a fail.
Mhm.
Roll. Let's see. What is your sanity at right now?
48.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how this works. And you have you have an amnesia disorder. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say that you take 1 point of sanity damage because your amnesia started to affect you the later you went into the night with playing Catan, and it got really frustrating for the other players, and that's why Davenport got so bored and just kind of knocked off to sleep after a while. Your generalized anxiety disorder has made you so paranoid about failing this and just not being able to find those memories again of how to, that somehow, why is this connected to anything that I've ever experienced before? And why is this bothering me so much? And you take a...
So like, I know that these guys are part of Delta Green and they know that weird shit can happen, but still people get really annoyed when I bring up aliens too much. And so like, I'm really spending the whole night trying so hard not to get them to like talk all night about aliens with me. And because I know that nobody likes that, but like, it's all I keep trying to do and I'm just trying to suppress it.
Yeah. So you will take 1 point of sanity damage. That just brings it down by 1 point. But yeah, that might affect things later. Samuel Knight, other than playing Settlers of Catan, what are you doing?
Smoking
Okay.
cigarettes. Like, that's why it takes so long to play Catan, because every 5 minutes I have to go step out for 5 minutes. So the game literally takes twice as long. And that's why probably Dr. Mad over there passed out, because it was just like, for the love of God. And then I'm like, oh, sorry. Sorry. Just...
Interesting.
I feel like this is a dig.
So actually there is a mechanic in here for like exhaustion, because you're just like staying up and like chain smoking. So stimulants or chain smoking offsets the exhaustion penalty for 2d6 hours, or hard drugs can offset it even more. I will say that
meth.
pass me the meth.
I do have chemistry.
Man, let's not go into that right now.
In this hotel room, come on, there's nothing we can do here.
I will say, how about this? So you have an ex-wife, right?
Yep.
Okay. I will say, for the purposes of role playing, reduce your ex-wife's bond score by 1. In the process of chain smoking all night long, you've completely forgotten to call her to check in on your daughter. You were supposed to do that, but you've just been like so like into what's going on, and you don't know where's at the cabin and what's happening, and you're just, why are we being called in here? It doesn't feel like a Delta Green thing, but it's totally a Delta Green thing because they told me it was, and you're just circle thinking so much you completely forget to get in touch with her, and that causes you to lose a point.
All right.
Cool. So the night passes eventfully, but not thrillingly. All right. And we are at the next day. It's probably a bright and sunny, we'll say like 10 a.m. You guys have gone down and eaten breakfast in the hotel, and now Eliana is here to come pick you guys up, and you are heading out to the Poconos. Is there anything that you want to do before you head out? Anything you want to grab? Anything you think you need? Any other stuff that you want to check out?
No, I still got my spoils of war. I'm good.
Okay, so you're bringing everything that's listed on your character sheet is
everything
in the
on the front and the back. Yes, is
okay.
in the trunk of my car. Well, except for the. Okay, question.
Yeah,
because I'm used to like World of Darkness. So, what is the what's the term I'm looking for the Kevlar vest? What is the concealing of it? Like with certain things, it's like a certain type of coat, or like a trench coat with like a shotgun, like crap like that. Is there a thing for that, mechanic for that?
No, I mean,
or can I just rock it underneath the leather jacket?
Yeah, whatever you're wearing is not going to be so obvious to people that people are going to be like, "Oh my God, she's clearly wearing a Kevlar."
Okay, I got look because I'm new wad. They be screwing you every way.
Oh yeah, no, it's your general paranoia that tips people off. It's not so much what you're wearing; it's just your shifty eyes and you're constantly looking for exits and entrances that probably freak people out more than anything.
Got it. And my cold eyes. That
and
I
your
never
cold,
revealed
dead eyes.
My cold, dead eyes.
Davenport, is there anything that you want to grab? Any research you might want to do the night before? Anything you want to check out?
Let's see.
These things are in my eyes now, so I'm going to take these off. Whew.
Is there anything feasibly like a way for him to do any more research on, or piece together what we've learned, or maybe assuming we've learned about about Clyde's family life, because that's anything that was left in the house.
Okay. Well, you did take that top, everything in the top drawer that Peter took. So Peter would potentially be looking through it for more like accounting purposes. But if you would like to, what kind of thing do you think would help you in that? What do you think you would roll to look through all of the information that's in that top drawer?
I mean, that's.
You can make an argument for practically anything. Just convince me.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do is I can argue either my history or an anthropology, because I am looking into I'm studying him now and not looking for anything just sort of in the open-ended, but I'm studying him as a specific entity and just trying to get a little bit into his thought process or his mindset and see if there's anything we can gain, or where he was at the time of his passing.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll me an anthropology.
Okay.
It's toward the end.
Sweet. I've got a 30 and my anthropology is at 70. So
nice. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to find the correct information.
No, you're good.
You can find the basics of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, just basically information about he had a wife named Marlene.
Okay.
You find his date of birth was March 28th, 1945. I don't know how old that puts him when he died. I'm not that good at math. His wife, Peter, I'll get to you in a second. His wife was she was born in 1948. And you do find a death date for her in his list of files. It was November 2nd, 2002. And that pretty much tracks with a lot of the stuff that you have listed with the other paperwork that was found, all of the photos and things like that. He has a daughter and a son, and then Cassie, the granddaughter.
Okay.
He used to work for the IRS. So he worked for them from 1965 to 1999 and then retired.
Okay. And so then with that knowledge, of that information, then he was still in some type of way then roughly 5-6 years after her passing? Did we and I'm sorry, this might be a metagame moment, so then I'll hold on that information until I get to Dr. Peter, because I was not in the room when he went further into the emails, because I'm computer inept.
I mean, she's been gone a long time. So if we're playing real game time, then she's been gone for almost 20 years.
Right. I just remembered. I remembered hearing about emails that he had received up until a point about children being I know mom's been gone. They were just a handful of years after the fact. So that was just
yeah. So the friendly emails were from probably 5 or 6 years after she died, and just trying to sort of reach out, and then he seemingly withdrew into himself. Yeah.
I'm sure we shared all that information. We
we've been up. We've been together.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually all through the night of going out and smoking cigarettes, when I'm I gotta go smoke a cigarette. I'm actually going through all of those emails to like, because I probably just get enraptured in this relationship because, of course, I'm practically in the same one with my estranged wife and my daughter, and I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, literally, like, I gotta go smoke, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, running through emails. Yeah, in your intense analysis of the running through the emails that Peter sent to you. Yeah, everything that you're saying absolutely tracks. He had reached out to his family for a while, and then they just stopped getting in contact with him. They stopped returning his emails. The later emails, when you start finding things, are like, Dad, if you just leave your apartment, then things would be easier. Like, why don't you come visit us? Why do we have to come to you? It's such a sad situation to get out to you. And like, we don't want to bring Cassie there. And I don't know why you won't leave. I don't know what you're expecting. Like, why don't you just get out and live your life? And his responses are usually things like, I don't have a life now that Marlene's not with me. I still feel her sometimes. And I wonder what she would think of me now, and that kind of stuff. It's very... He seemingly was waiting to die, but you don't know why he would have been hanging on if that was the case. Like, why didn't he just kill himself or something? He really did die of a heart attack, but like, why didn't he just do something about it?
Why wait 20 years?
Right, exactly. Why wait 20 years for you to like get cancer or something? Why not just go?
Strange world out there. Strange world.
Yeah. Peter, you had the ability to do the accounting. Can you, we'll say that maybe part of the night before you guys started playing Settlers of Catan, you were going through some of those files, the hard copy files that you took. Can you roll me an accounting?
13 under 50.
Nice. Good. Yeah, in this situation, it normally doesn't matter. Unless you are passing with the double digits, which is a critical success, it doesn't matter right now how much you're passing with. Which is fine. But so yeah, you totally are looking through all of the stuff, and as you are digging through everything, yeah, you find a deed to this cabin. It's one of those. It looks like he probably got it sometime in the like 90s, maybe early 2000s. So we're talking like maybe 2000, 2001. There's no exact date, but just based on like context clues of what you're seeing on the documents themselves, it looks like they're relatively older. Seemingly he hasn't done a whole lot of work on the cabin. You do find a couple of receipts that are for gas, like gasoline or oil for oil heater, things like that. Based on your knowledge, this seems like unless he's expecting to run a generator, which is totally plausible if you're out in the Poconos, you might end up having to run a gas generator if all the power gets knocked out, depending on how hooked up he is to the grid. But this is a lot. This is a lot of gasoline for somebody to buy. And while you're digging up through everything, I wish I might be able to like screenshot this or something, but you do find a note. And it says, "To whom it may concern. If you are reading this note, I can assume I have died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind the cabin. Pour it in the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You'd be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure that the remains are kept for my children. I am so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bowman." This note is handwritten. This is a handwritten note that's attached to the stuff in the cabin.
This note is written to us.
Oh, we are the concerned.
I am very concerned.
Why are we? What remains?
I think you meant his remains for the children, right?
Well, no.
No, he said
The way that read it, there's something.
there's remains.
Remains.
I can see if I can screenshot it. I don't know how I can share it with you, but it's
If you share screen, or if
You
you
share screen?
do a file and
Oh.
share,
yeah. Actually, hang on. I don't know how that's going to affect this stuff, but yeah.
Well, at
Should be
first, I
able to-
thought that the remains were the remains of whatever's in the septic tank. But then I thought that was a separate thought. Like
That's it.
All right.
You can reread it yourself.
Wait, so let's assume I'm going to cut before this so that we don't get ahead of ourselves. Let's add that to the boop. There we go. Can you make just that
Bigger.
I don't know.
Can
I
you
don't know if I expand it out or maybe. Can
try
I
it?
zoom in? No, that's like a plus minus thing.
No,
full
no,
screen.
no. Try that. Just humor me.
That's not doing anything. Oh, there! Yeah! Woohoo!
Okay.
Can then
Thank
you
you.
also full screen that window?
Yeah. Boop.
Yes.
What is? Oh, you have your whole.
I have a bunch of stuff up there, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just do that one screen. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So and
Well, that's the information you already knew.
hang on. Whoop, let's do. Oh, how did we do that? Boop. Let's do that so that we can be on the screen and because if it's on full screen,
Yeah.
we can see that. So,
I can't read it.
so let's back it up. I'm just checking the time. Okay. So I'll just give that a little chunk and then go from there.
Yeah, I read you guys the text outright, but I can read it again if you'd like.
Let's go ahead and read it again.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Yeah, please.
assume we're starting back here.
So you find a note sort of hidden in amongst the receipts and the information about the cabin, and it says, "To whom it may concern, if you are reading this note, I can assume I have died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind this cabin. Pour it into the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You'd be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure that the remains are kept from my children. I am so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bowman." And that is a handwritten note.
Huh.
Wow.
And his final mission was to set this on fire?
Or succeed at something.
At burning something?
No, it's probably getting rid of
The evidence?
failure of some sort of mission. Clearly, I'm gonna need a cigarette. I mean, clearly,
Oh my gosh.
clearly, he's got something going on in his cabin, hiding it away from everything, and he failed to destroy it before he died. So something's going on. What is Delta Green not telling us? God damn it!
That's what you guys are here for. You're investigating this. This
Would
is,
you-
this is all on
I'm
you.
gonna send our handler a little text and just say, "Why
WTF.
didn't you tell us what kind of cat this was?" Fuck you.
Yeah. Carisi responds like, "Dog, cat, whatever. You know what you have to do. Just destroy it." Do you guys need me to keep screen sharing, or can I stop the screen share?
You can.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, it's off. Is there a Bass Pro Shop on the way up so I can get some more bullets?
Yeah, I guess that's okay. If you have a gun already and you'd like to
Hold
purchase
on.
something about it.
I'm gonna be like, hold on. Or do you want to pull into the Bass Pro Shop?
I mean, we
Do
should
you
probably
really-
stock up.
Do you really want to pull into a Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is there a better ammo place? They're gonna have.
I'm gonna pull over somewhere
I'm in.
discreet, and I'm gonna get out and look in my trunk. What kind of bullets do you need?
I think I have a 38. Hang on.
Yeah,
Hold
you guys
on.
can pull over on the side of the road if you want to on the way to the Poconos.
Well,
I'm gonna pull off
bullets.
discreetly somewhere where I'm not opening a trunk full of shit.
Peter, for the sake of so SIGINT stands for signal intelligence, and that has to do with like if you were to try to trace back like someone's sources. So if you were looking at like an internet source and you had to like figure out what IP address that came in, it'd be like if you wanted to find out whether or not these emails actually came from the kids or not. That kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a 44. It shoots through schools. It's freaking
She's literally just gonna open her trunk, look. All right,
Oh,
best
God.
it is.
best person.
I can't help you.
Wait, what do you have in the back there? What you got in that trunk?
A knife.
Why don't I believe you? I don't even get to roll for
Can
that.
I roll persuade?
I mean, it's up to you guys how much you want to tell one another what you've got, but this is a 3-hour drive up to the Poconos, so
Can I ask something real quick too before God forbid anything combat
Yeah.
happens?
there it
Okay.
goes.
So what does it mean by 5-round burst and 10-round burst? What is that?
It's the number of rounds that you're firing out of your gun at one point. So, like, a round is technically
Right.
like 6 seconds. So are you trying to go like brrrr, as fast as you can, or are you trying to go like bap 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 bap? Like it's
Okay, so am I a shotgun or a chopper? Got it. So my next question is, hold on.
sound effects, the mechanics.
Okay. Oh, never mind. It tells me in the notes. Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I got how many I got?
I have a problem.
Next, we can pretend that we're shopping for fishing rods, and then
I'm waiting in the car.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
run
if
in.
you want to pick up more stuff, you can. I mean, like,
I'm gonna get some more.
it's Pennsylvania. Honestly, mechanically, if you own a gun, you can buy stuff for it. They actually don't check anything.
You don't take anything for bullets.
Yeah,
That's
not
fine.
for bullets. Yeah, if you were trying to purchase a firearm, handguns are heavily regulated, but shotguns are not.
I want to go.
Wait, what?
In Pennsylvania, yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah, you could go to Walmart and purchase a shotgun if you wanted.
But you can't just buy a okay, whatever.
Handgun.
There's handguns that are
There's a waiting period, all this jazz.
yeah, there's a whole thing.
Doctors, do you care for any boom
Yeah.
boom, bang bangy bang, pop pop?
No, no, I'm not super inept at firearms. I'll let you do all the pop 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 if that's the technical term we're using.
I would like to go in though and purchase one of those pairs of like waders, the kind that go up to here with overalls.
Okay.
Ah, so you have agreed to septic tank duty. Enjoy, Dr. Shell.
I just like to be prepared.
Okay.
So smart.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can totally they're waiters. You can totally buy them. Yeah. This is the kind of mechanic like I don't need to be like how much gold do you have kind of thing. Like assume that you can probably purchase anything. Assume that Delta Green will not reimburse.
Pieces to answer the question. Travel with them always.
I don't know how many bullets it's gonna take to finish whatever business he's got there, but I know how many I'm gonna use.
Got a couple copper ingots.
I have hold on. 3 speed loaders and 4 yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a different sensation to do a game and not utter. I give him a couple of silver and then utter the phrase. I put down my Capital One Quicksilver card. I have the miles. When this is over, I want to be able to fly.
What's in your wallet? There you go.
The merchant looks at you and says, "It's declined, doctor."
Yeah. I mean, that's the nice thing about reality type stuff is that if you have a credit card, as long as you didn't have like a terrible limit or something, which none of that's going to be affected here. Cool. So assume that you guys roll up to the cabin. It's a couple of hours away by car. It's relatively remote. It's not difficult to reach, although the last few miles are off the main road and dangerous in poor weather. It's not currently snowing in the Poconos. It's not predicted to snow. However, the roads are icy going in because it's the Poconos. It's known for its snow. Mm-hmm. Question.
Eliana is not driving that car that she rented up there. She's going to look at y'all and be like, I hope you dressed warm.
So you want to, do you want to leave the car somewhere?
Well, I mean, I was going to take all my shit with me too, but how icy is icy? How icy is icy?
Another car?
Won't the bureau pay you back if you have to
The bureau didn't rent this car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of the stuff through Delta Green is usually done by yourself, unless it's like if you're an FBI agent, you might have gotten reassigned to a special thing. But otherwise, this is all your stuff. So presumably, if you feel comfortable bringing your car up here, then you could do it. If you don't feel comfortable bringing your car up here, that's fine. But just whatever you've got in your trunk will be wherever your car is parked.
Oh, I know. How much crap do I? Screw
You got a
it.
lot.
Rent another SUV, and we're gonna get all the insurance on it.
Fine. God damn it.
I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to rent an SUV or do you want to take a
You know,
lane?
this is the Northeast. I'm assuming that they actually have snow tires up there. Whatever. I would assume that they put snow
If
tires.
you rented it in Pennsylvania, yeah, it's prepped as best it can for.
The New Orleans girl in me is like, ew, ice. But okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just drive that sucker.
We're billing them as a private identification. This is part of what we call expenses.
Yeah, I'll just drive it up there, and they're just gonna have to fix my credit later if my car's jacked up.
Yeah, you don't have any trouble getting your car up here. It's just if you had to make a fast getaway, it might be dicey. That's all there is to it. It's
gotta have some drive. Let's do this.
Okay, so you roll up to the cabin, which you guys have seen on the thing that I dropped. The cabin itself is about 1 story high. It has 1 bedroom, a bathroom, a living room, a couple of closets, a kitchen. It's not super big. The building is constructed of wood with a faux log cabin exterior. So it's supposed to look maybe a little bit more fancy than what I included, but not super great. Yeah, it's connected to the local power grid and is heated by a large fieldstone chimney. Water is drawn by an electric pump attached to a well. All right, so now you guys are at the cabin.
There's a key.
Yep.
There's a padlock key, and then there's an extra key.
And then there's an extra key.
And does it look like a door key, or is it a...
The final key looks kind of small. It doesn't look like it would be attached to a padlock necessarily, but maybe like a cabinet or a like a locked drawer on like a desk, something like that. Davenport, you have a question?
Well, I was gonna say before we go in, are there any other? Can we see any other like structures attached? I mean, I guess specifically and including, not limited to. He mentioned a septic tank. So do we see anything like indicating that that's where that is, or do we see anything outside the building?
Sure. So you can all roll me a search roll before you go into the cabin and see what you find outside of the building.
And can I, well, while they're doing that, 'cause my search is terrible, but can I like take an assessment of the area for like I did on the apartment building, just anything out of
yeah, so that would be what did you roll for that before?
Alertness. I think
yeah, go ahead. You can roll an alertness.
All right, I passed. Yay.
Okay, so you passed alertness. How did everybody do on search rolls? Shell is a no.
18 out of my 40, so I passed.
So you passed.
I just made it, even though my search is 80. I 71. So
nice. Okay. So we'll deal with Eliana first. So Eliana, after coming up here, you get out and it is relatively quiet. It's the winter in a northern area. It's very snowy. Sometimes you can hear little creaks of branches every once in a while. You assume that those are squirrels. Nothing big, nothing scary, and you definitely don't hear any people around. It's super quiet. This cabin is relatively remote, and in fact, you are guessing it's probably chosen for that purpose, especially if they said anything to do with Delta Green. He picked a cabin that was off the beaten path by choice. Cool. So search rolls. Peter Shell, you're looking around and you're so concerned about A, trying to figure out how to put these waders on just in case, and B, trying not to slip in the ice that you just you're like, well, we're here and I'm still alive. And that's about as much as you get out of the situation.
We'll find all the things. I assume that the padlock key is probably for the shed that has the gas in it, wherever that is. I don't know, because I'm looking down here trying to put the thing on like that. And then, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Cool. Yeah, so Davenport and Knight, you guys are walking around. You check out the back of the cabin as Eliana sort of gives you cover and is sort of like just paranoid walking around making sure that everyone's fine. And behind the cabin you see that there is a couple of wooden buildings. One of them looks like a garden kind of shed. One of them looks like an outhouse. And then somewhere down the hill, a little bit off to the left, you see what looks like maybe the edge of a metal structure that's buried in the ground. I wonder what you guys might roll for that. Why don't you both give me an alertness as well?
Nope.
Okay. Samuel Knight has no idea.
I got my alertness is 20, but I got an 18 again.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Davenport, so not that you've done a whole lot of, anthropological studies of people who live in cabins in the middle of nowhere, but you would think that the structure that is seemingly kind of buried, like a metal structure that's sticking out, looks like it's almost as big as the cabin itself. Which is a little odd considering this is just a one-bedroom cabin. Like, no one would have a septic tank that was that big.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. So that is the alleged... And so this cabin then has... Because you said there was 2 other wooden structures that are out there. One that looks like a shed and the other is an outhouse.
Yep. Who wants to investigate what?
So is the metal thing, is that supposed to be like the...
Septic tank?
The septic tank is it's like disguised as the septic tank?
You would assume that that's what it was. It's in the right place to be a septic tank. Just Davenport is saying, like, that's way too big for a one-bedroom cabin.
Do we want to load up the gasoline nearby so that it's convenient?
We got to find that, too. No one's seen where that is. You've got the receipts. You know it exists. Where is it?
All right. Which building do you want to look in? Shed-looking building? Outhouse-looking building? You did well in the bathroom before.
Let's go. I'm gonna pick up what you're putting down. We're going.
All right.
Going out to the out.
I would prefer you not to pick up anything you find. That's neither here nor there.
Samuel Knight's going to check out the outhouse. Is anyone joining him? Would anyone like to check out another building at the same time?
I would like to look at the shed and not the outhouse this time.
Okay. Peter Shell's checking out the shed. Davenport, where are you going?
I think I'll go with the other doctor to the shed.
Okay, you're going to the shed. Cool.
I'm not gonna go too far away from the group at this point.
Yeah. Eliana, what are you looking at?
She's just gonna keep an eye out, and while they're going inside buildings, I will stay outside of buildings where I can see everything happening.
Cool. So Eliana's got her hand on her belt, which has probably some kind of weapon or something ready to go. Sort of gunslinger style, but she's just sort of keeping an eye out. Eliana, you don't notice anything new. It all seems pretty similar. Okay, Davenport and Shell, why don't you guys roll me a search on the shed?
70.
Out of wait, did you succeed or fail?
That was fail.
It was a fail. Okay.
Is it locked? It's not locked. Or
What? Davenport, do you succeed or fail?
36 out of my 40. We're good.
Okay. So, yeah, Peter's still getting an idea of how to walk in the snow wearing these waders for whatever reason. And he slips up a little bit, but he's still doing okay. Davenport, you approach the shed and it is unlocked. So you guys both take a look inside. And yeah, true to your guesses, this is gasoline. This is a whole bunch of containers of gasoline, way more than anyone would ever need for a any kind of generator. And in fact, Davenport, with your good search roll, you notice that there is no generator out here. he's connected to the main power lines. So if the power lines go down, then assuming he would just be able to heat his house with firewood. There's some firewood nearby. But yeah, there's no external generator. There's no external electricity thing out here.
So
Okay, let's just wait. Kitty needs to go get her dog.
I left her outside when we were on the break.
Oh no!
She's fine. She just wants to come in.
We're just gonna
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah.
chunk that right out of the video.
I might pee again too, because I've been drinking so much coffee. I sing every day.
Okay, go for it. I'm gonna have some more of these donuts.
Nom 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 nom.
Donut. Anyway.
I'm so fast.
Bam.
My bathroom's like right next to this, so it's super easy. And I checked
Yeah,
on
when
mine too.
When I saw everyone was gone, when I came back, I was like, I'm gonna pee.
I mean, that's the thing with these sessions is that they go a while, but that's normal.
No, the nice thing about not recording live is that we can just do this and go.
Exactly.
Boop.
Ugh.
So anybody want more donut?
If
A
those are the
crunchy,
same
crispy
donuts,
donut.
Eliana's just gonna be like, bruh. Seriously? You're gonna end up like our friend with heart disease if you keep that up.
I mean, I figure, he left the box open. It's not like he would have closed it on his way out, So I totally just dried up and like.
They're like banana chips, but they're donut chips.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right.
Okay, let me get my.
Let me finish
Just
chewing.
so you guys know, it's like 65 degrees here, so my dog wasn't outside in your climate.
You know what? That's not even fair. I want to know how I went from 75 to 21 in like 4 days. I was like,
Oh, bummer.
what the
Oh, it's gross out here. It's yeah.
I hate it. I told Aaron, I want to go home. I want to go back home. This is some bullshit.
All right.
That's why at least I know the intimate ins and outs of being in the Poconos, because that's like I've hung out there a bunch of times. It is just freezing, like real bad.
My uncle honeymooned there, and I'm trying to figure out why.
It's clean, pristine, very pretty.
Yes.
I don't know. And if your goal in a honeymoon is to just have a good time with your spouse, there is nowhere to go. So that's
Great.
totally
There you
worth it. All
Think
right.
about that now.
All right.
You like that person. Nice.
Okay.
So, so Davenport and Shell, you guys are checking out the cabin, or not the cabin, the shed. You check out the
Right.
shed. So there's a bunch of tools and stuff, like random things, and you find 21 gallons, 1 gallon cans of gasoline, and they are all full. Someone wants to burn some.
1 gallon cans. All right.
Yeah.
It's those little red thingies, like you would get from a gas station.
Well, at least we know someone has a lighter among us.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Don't you know?
That's true.
Good point.
All right. I go ahead and you were talking before we disappeared about the just sort of putting together the pieces and realizing that like there is no now we've looked around, there's no generator here on property, and like just sharing this information with Dr. Shell, being very blatant, the gas must really then solely be for whatever he was referring to in that note, because there's no other, from what I can tell, it's not for power or anything.
Yeah, no, this is purely for destroying whatever in that septic tank. And I gotta say, I know the note warned against looking in, but there's no way I can't look in. Like, I gotta see what's down there.
Well, you bought the pants for it, so you can look in. If that is.
All right, let's resolve Samuel Knight checking out the outhouse.
Right on.
All right, so you have forensics?
I have search and I have forensics. I meant it's everything I've trained for.
Yes,
My
it's
forensics
checking an
is
outhouse.
50, and my search is 80.
You can put that on your business card, expert at bathroom searches.
That's right.
Yeah. So with your forensics, you don't even have to roll for it. This outhouse.
Roll a 3.
Okay. So you did it really, really well. So you know exactly when someone pooped in this last.
My knowledge of bathrooms. This tile is way out of date. I just want to say, blah.
Well, it's an outhouse. So you can tell that this outhouse was relatively, nicely tricked out. I mean, not tricked out, but like, okay, for being in cold weather, there are the nice things that you need in a cold weather bathroom. So, like, it has a nice little seat cover so that you don't get frozen to the seat, which does happen sometimes in extremely cold weather. And you can tell that this was used a couple of months ago. And it was used, and it has been in use pretty significantly. Which you think is kind of weird.
I'm gonna so this in my forensics,
yes,
my intelligence, are there like a stack of newspapers that would have been, the person sitting there reading, and by the dates of the newspapers, can I tell like how frequent the person, like how frequently did, because if it's like, this is dated one newspaper from a year ago, and then it's the next year, then it's like, oh, he just comes here once a year in the summer, whatever. So
there's at least one newspaper in there. This would have been probably back in June or July. Is the newspaper, and in fact, with your great forensic skills, it's got a couple of bugs splashed to it because it was clearly used not just for newspaper reading purposes, but also to like hit flies. So someone was using this sometime in the summer, and other than that, there's another old Reader's Digest that's in there. That's from last year, but it's dog-eared and kind of well-loved. It looks like just that kind of thing that you leave in the bathroom for a while. Right. There might be one or two other Reader's Digest from previous years. So this outhouse has been in use quite frequently.
And then I step back out of the outhouse and I go, wait a minute. Are outhouses connected to septic tanks?
No, I don't need to be a shit doctor. Or I am.
You, sir, are a shit doctor.
I know. I've been useless.
His anthropology tells him that
I feel like the longer we get to go, Davenport, he's not a doctor of anthropology. He's a doctor who went to an anthropology store. Like, he's got the overpriced knickknacks and t-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
usually the existence of one would not mean the existence of the other.
Right. And I'm just stepping back further away, trying to find when the giant spider comes down or whatever. Like,
do you want to roll? Do you want to roll a search roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Do I? How about a 13? That'll do.
Nice. Okay. So this outhouse has definitely been in use, and B, the more you search around, you notice that there are pipes that lead from the house. However, it looks like they've been capped off. So,
the fuck?
Yeah.
I want to look in the tank. I'm ready. You guys want to
you guys
get me to go
Let's do this.
I turn to Peter. I'm like, Peter, that's probably not an actual septic tank. And that's when I pull out my gun. Like,
I wouldn't want to look in it if it was an actual septic tank. I know
Okay.
what's in an actual septic tank.
Okay, so
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna assume, since you're pulling out your gun, and obviously, apparently, we don't think it's an actual septic tank. All right, I'm going to my trunk, and I'm popping said trunk, and I'm going to unzip my jacket, and I'm going to pull out my combat knife,
Okay.
and stick it to my boots, and I'm going to pull out my submachine gun, and then close said trunk. And now we're going over to the septic tank.
Okay. Before you guys get to the septic tank, does anyone want to look at the house? Because you've been walking around the outside of it, but it's up to you.
No.
That makes
I
it
mean,
sound
I
like
feel
this is
like
an
we
either
go
or
in.
thing.
Go in, but I'm gonna have a bigger gun before we're going in.
Well, Davenport, what do you want?
I will. What does Davenport want, and what do I, Alex, want, and why do they not align? Who's all going to the septic tank that we have agreed now is not a septic tank?
But I want to go in the house first.
Samuel had a good idea though. We should definitely stage the gasoline over there, like we're ready to do the deed. But I
Okay.
want to see what's up before we start pouring gas on it.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
tell you what,
All right.
y'all two. Here's the keys. You open up the doors. Me and Peter here are gonna start setting up the gasoline, and then we'll be right behind you. Scream
Cool.
real loud if anything goes wrong.
So you are tracking.
All right.
I'm tracking.
Got the keys.
Yay! Davenport and McMurdy are going to go check out the cabin, and Shell and
Okay.
Knight, you guys are nice. You guys are going to start staging the gasoline. Cool. Okay. So yeah, let's.
And
That was a loaded nerf. My bad.
Peter, I won't smoke.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I'm glad to see you're finally making decisions about what to put in your body for the first time.
I'm not worried about what goes in here.
Well,
I'm worried about
no,
surrounded by flames. That's like,
right. Yeah,
All right.
you're thinking about the consequences of the things that you put in your body. Finally,
finally. All right.
okay, let's pick up this gas.
All right. So you guys are going to deal with gas. I'll deal with you in a minute. Davenport and McMurdy, you guys are going into the cabin.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you take the key that is labeled cabin and click, it opens. And what you see inside is, it's that one-story building. It does have a bedroom, a bathroom, and a living room. A couple of closets. There's a kitchen. Basically, the bedroom is like the only thing with like a closed door. The bedroom and the bathroom are like in the back sort of area, like bedroom off to the right, bathroom off to the left. And then the kitchen and the living room are all sort of together, kind of around that fireplace.
Okay.
If you guys want to roll me search rolls, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll go ahead
just-
and roll a search roll.
Gas cannon.
I'm putting it over here so that there we go.
Very nice.
Oops, I did that. Oh, good. I got a 15 out of 20.
Nice.
Praise Jesus.
Oh, just barely failed. 46 over the 40.
Oh, okay.
So good luck right now.
Yeah, so Davenport, you're looking around and this looks like another sad dude's place and you're just over it. Like, oh my God, like how many times do I have to walk through some sad guy's house? This is just real sad.
Every time.
Yeah. McMurdy, you were looking around and you see the living room and the kitchen seem pretty standard. Nothing important here. You could tell that the fireplace was probably maybe used a couple of months ago. That probably tracks. There might have been a couple of cold nights up here, even in June or July. And it is a real wood-burning fireplace, which is nice. You do a cursory glance over there too. There's no like mysterious papers being burned or anything. Like the only remnants of paper are just newspapers. And then you guys go check out the bedroom. Roll me one more search.
Okay.
You can both do that.
Okay.
Okay. A 2 out of 20.
Nice.
I really like
No,
it. Thriller for one.
I walked into that room and said, "This sad sack can't decorate his vacation cabin either." So
There's deer antlers that he probably bought out of like a freaking something sad.
Oh, and in the interest of full disclosure, it's a crit. It's a crit fail for me. It's a 66.
Oh wow! Ooh, crit fail. Yeah. You've walked into the bedroom and you know that the bathroom is behind you, and you're like, if I have to look in one more sad bathroom and maybe figure out whether or not this dude died in it, I can't. I'm not dealing with this today. So you're over the whole thing. McMurdy, you succeed, and you see something interesting sticking out from under the bed. You can't quite tell what it is, but yeah, there's looks like a box.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, hold this away up, Davenport. Keep your hand off the trigger.
Davenport's like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Hand off the trigger. And he's just gonna like drop real quick and like get down and look under the bed carefully, because she don't trust any of this crap anymore. But she's going to retrieve said item that is sticking out from under the bed partially.
Nice. Okay. What you pull out is a Vietnam era metal footlocker. And yeah, it has a lock on the top. Not a padlock, but like a place where you would insert a key.
Hand me those keys.
There you go.
Find the keys.
Yeah, so you are able to open it, and this is where he kept his mementos from his years of Delta Green.
Oh my god!
Finally found it. Yes.
I found what we have to burn.
So there's let's see. Why don't you? I don't know. I'm trying to see what kind of interesting things that you have found in here. Davenport, what's interesting to you amongst all of the random refuse and things is there is an annotated copy of the doctoral dissertation Sky Devils, Archetypal Figures in Native American Mythology by Karen Barr. It was rejected by the University of Indiana in 1985. Mm-hmm. You find this interesting because this is something that you may or may not have heard in your anthropological stuff, the cryptozoology sort of weird things. This is a sort of hot topic annotated dissertation that may or may not be about Wendigo, Native American spirits. And if he's keeping it in a Delta Green locker, it's because there's a bit of truth in this. Someone figured that out at some point, that this is actually probably real. So that's pretty significant to you. Let's see, what else is in here that's real fun and spicy? Ooh. Roll me. Does anybody have archaeology? Or no. Just roll me an anthropology. There's another thing in here that might be of interest to you. Yeah, so Davenport, roll me an anthropology.
37. We're good. That's
cool.
A pass. I have a 70.
You find a large iron knife. It is probably of Anglo-Saxon manufacture. Strangely enough, it's engraved with markings which cannot necessarily be deciphered. McMurdy, why don't you roll me for your language skills?
Okay. Is it just a general?
Roll for your whatever you were placed with the Hebrew with. So I think that was Urdu. Whatever you had Urdu.
Yes. Okay. $11.
Yeah, that's a critical success. Nicely done. Awesome. So this is it's in Hebrew. It's not Aramaic. It's actually Hebrew. Mm-hmm. It looks a little weird, but what things you can make out are references to the scaled Redeemer and the blessed serpent.
Okay.
That are carved into the like engraved in the knife itself. And additionally, Davenport, you can tell that this is a bone handle, and it's probably not an animal bone.
Davenport, this is in Hebrew. Scaled Redeemer, blessed serpent. Does that sound like anything?
Davenport, if you want to roll me an anthropology, you can give it a try and see if it's anything that's familiar to you.
No, 93. No.
Yeah, you don't know what this is about.
Hebrew who? What?
The fact that it's in Hebrew is pretty interesting. You would know that Hebrew is one of the oldest languages that exists. So although that this is an Anglo-Saxon knife, it's interesting that you've identified it as an Anglo-Saxon make, but the text on it is Hebrew. This might be a remanufacture of something that was previously even older.
Can I make a stretch? Can I make a reach here?
Sure, yeah.
Because of her background, of her mother being Jewish and stuff like that, would that be something that she might have maybe old, like Jewish tales or stories or anything that might be odd that might ping her memory? It's a reach.
Yeah. No, there's nothing inherently Jewish about this at all. It's not like a knife for a bris or anything like that. It's like it's just a knife, but it's a real creepy knife. And there's, although that, in ancient Hebrew texts, I'm sure there's references to the great serpent, which was the serpent that got Adam and Eve kicked out. Okay.
But they call it,
you wouldn't necessarily know if that's the same thing. Yeah, this is
the same blessed serpent though, right?
Yes.
Not okay. That's all right.
The blessed
Is there a chance
redeemer.
that maybe we've moved all the gas and want to join them in the house?
Actually, let me get to that. So,
Ruh-roh.
yeah. One more thing that you guys find, McMurdy, you find this very interesting. There is wrapped in an old green army blanket at the bottom of a footlocker is what looks to be a brand new Colt M4 assault rifle.
I'm taking that.
It is coated in a light sheen of oil from the factory and does not appear to have ever been fired. There are 3 magazines of 30 rounds stowed beneath it.
I am storing that.
Yeah.
You already have a gun.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of already have like this, almost the same version. This is a slightly more legal version.
I just want to dual, like, I just want to. Here,
McMurdy's a rogue.
I'm giving you the other one.
Yeah, Davenport now has a gun. Okay,
hold
just who has it. Okay, so Knight and Shell, you guys are moving the gasoline over to the area of the septic tank. It's a little slippery. You're really only seeing a little bit of the tank kind of sticking out. Roll me a search. Both of you roll me a search. See what you see.
39. That's
Cool.
a big success.
It was almost a 7. It was a little cocked, but it landed on 87.
Oh,
All right, so yeah,
you're just
Peter's
comic relief here, aren't you?
Peter's continually just trying not to fall on his ass as he's moving this stuff back and forth. So he's very focused. Sam, you do notice that there's a septic tank and it's pretty much buried into the ground. What Davenport was saying is tracking. This looks really big, and it's also weird that it doesn't seem to be connected to the pipes in the house. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of hatch at the top, and it has a padlock on it.
Keys. We're gonna need the keys.
We do have to go to the house.
And I want both of you to roll an alertness roll.
Oh, 19. That was
Nice.
86.
Peter's just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying not to find. Sam, you take a second as Peter is kind of slipping and falling all over themselves again and sort of screaming like, just trying to not do anything. And you grab him and hold on to him for a second. And you're like, dude, what the hell? And as you pause, you could swear that you hear something coming from the septic tank.
Shh. I think I hear something.
Okay.
That hatch. Is that hatch big enough for a human?
Yeah, definitely. It's big enough to go in and out of.
Should have brought more gasoline.
Yeah, you pause for a second, and in your alertness, you hear a couple of bangs. They're almost definitely metal. And maybe now you're not sure, but maybe a voice. You're not sure.
Alert the gang.
Yeah.
And I pull out my pistol and I just take a step back. So if anything comes out of that hatch, I will blow it away.
Fun. All right. So how are you alerting them exactly? Are you calling to them? Are you gonna like text them? What are you doing to get them to? Are you trying to get Peter to run up the hill and fall all over himself?
Absolutely.
Rude.
Okay.
Rude.
Wait here and I'll hurry.
I mean,
Hurry.
inside the cabin, it's not that far. I mean,
Yeah. This is only, maybe 20, 30
Yeah, but
yards away.
it's a little bit uphill and it's icy.
Would you like to roll a dexterity roll to see if you don't fall on your face?
Wait. No, wait. Let me get my phone out so I can video it.
All right, yeah, Peter, roll me a dexterity roll just for the heck of it.
I got my gun pointed this way. And I record this.
I rolled a 100.
I don't remember if that counts as a 1 or 100 or not.
It's 100.
Yeah, 0, 0.
It's 100.
Okay, we'll just count it as 100 for the fun of it. Yeah. So Peter, you're trying to just climb up the hill, and you just faceplant, just spam onto the ground, and which totally draws Davenport and McMurdy out. And Sam, while you're kind of taping this, you hear behind you. Hello?
Ow.
Is there anyone out there? Hello? Hello?
Oh shit. All right.
All right.
Camera. All right.
Hey
Yeah, you
guys.
probably told that pick that up on your camera too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. You know what? I'm gonna start recording that actually. Gun, phone, right next to it, and I'm gonna be like, mailman.
Now, I will say, as being part of Delta Green, you know that if you're recording anything and it comes up unnatural, you're another vector. So that might be like burning your phone kind of thing, literally. But
the first phone that I burned, it's an iPhone 4. Come on, it's going out of style anyway.
Okay, take your pick. All right. Davenport and McMurdy, you have probably picked up Peter Shell and started walking back with him to the tank. And
I have the straps.
yeah. And you definitely hear, hello? Hello?
Oh shit! What was
Anyone there?
We have a package for a Marlene.
Is someone out there? Just let me out! Help! Please! Come on, help! And at this point, the voice starts to get kind of more frantic. You can tell it's echoing. It is coming from inside of the septic tank.
Yeah, I'm now holding 2 shotguns.
Oh, that's right. I'm holding a gun.
Yes.
No, you're giving me that back. And
I'm giving the gun back.
and now I have 2 shotguns.
Okay, so you have the M4 and your other slightly more illegal.
MP5.
Yeah, MP5. So similar guns, but
Yes.
I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
So if it's his wife and he's kept her in some sort of undead afterlife thing, somebody has to buy me a pack of cigarettes. No, you know what? A carton. Okay, how's that? Was that bets? Are we taking bets on this?
Okay,
Are you insinuating we don't think that also?
I just need to know, are we really going to fall for this? Help me. Help me. Because I'm not buying it.
No, I don't think we should. I don't.
Okay,
I wouldn't trust anything yelling "Help me" from a septic tank.
What's your name? I like. She's just
Okay,
like.
Eliana's gonna shout, "What's your name?"
What's your name?
Okay. How far away are you guys from the tank right now?
I'm probably only 10 feet.
Okay.
From-
I mean, wherever this Lupin the third character looking dude is right now.
Okay.
Again.
So you guys are all sort of posted up behind Samuel Knight, who's like 10 feet away. Okay.
I mean, I'm beside him. I ain't scared.
You're
I
next
just,
to him. Okay.
I just,
And Sam's still
where'd
filming it.
you get another gun?
Okay. So Eliana says,
What?
Wait, can I
Who are
get
you?
your other pistol? Do you have
What?
a pistol?
oh,
need
her
that
other
back,
pistol?
though. I'm
Because
gonna
then I
need
can
that
do
back.
like 2 guns, and
I'm
then
gonna
you can
need
have
that
like
back.
2
Yep, I'm gonna
That's
need it back.
25.
That's
All right.
personal here.
So
Okay.
Eliana says, who are you? And you hear the voice go, I'm Marlene. It's my house. Can you let me out?
Oh,
I'm so scared.
Nope. I've seen this movie, you guys. Y'all Americans have these weird movies, and every time there's a chick in a well, there's a girl in a well screaming, it never goes well.
What's your last name, Marlene?
My name's Marlene Bowman. Can you help me?
She said-
Let me out.
Had she said Marlene Dietrich, I would have had that thing open in a heartbeat. But I don't. I don't care for Clyde's allegedly dead wife.
Okay, so why are you in the ground?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know how long I've been down here. Is Clyde there? Is he with you?
This isn't adding up. This is not adding up. This is not adding up. He has a sad, pathetic life, but his wife's in a hole. Really?
Let's ask another question that only the I would say.
I got it.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to say like the real Marlene. What if
recent?
Marlene?
There you go.
What is your granddaughter's name?
I have a granddaughter?
Oh, see, no. This ain't. I bet she's been down here for a hot minute if this is her.
Now, to be truthful, you guys would know that Marlene died well before the granddaughter was born.
That's what I'm saying. Why would I know?
Okay,
I got one.
Ask her what her dress looked like at Jenny's wedding.
No. You gotta ask a trick question. You can't just give them the info. Well,
Okay,
how about this?
Okay.
How far apart are your 2 sons in age?
Well, I have a son. His name is Michael. And I have a daughter. She was first. Are they with you? Just let me see them. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. Just calm down. We're gonna try to get you out of here.
We have to. What are we gonna do? We can't just.
All right.
Okay.
Why
So you guys have some choices to make, but I will let you all make one roll to gain more information about what's going on.
Yes.
So whatever you think works, here I will let you each one at a time make a roll to gain some more insight into what may or may not be happening. So take your pick on what you think would work and what you want to know.
I am going to exercise the other part of my anthropology-ness, which tends to lean towards the occult.
Okay.
And this is just sort of me seeing if I have any inner knowledge about maybe anything on that end that would explain what we could possibly have being encountered, ruling out the actual individual.
Okay. So that would be an occult roll,
Okay.
which you should have some kind of percentage in.
I do. Come on, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, it is a critical success.
Nice.
Almost said crit fail because that's a common phrase I have to use. It's an 11. 80 is my occult score.
Nicely done. Yeah. So things that this could be, based on your knowledge of the occult. It could be Marlene, for whatever reason, being preserved in some kind of animated type state. Even in that situation, it wouldn't necessarily be ideal. And you know from your dealings with Delta Green, even if this is Marlene, you can't let Marlene live. Your Delta Green contacts demand that you close all vectors, and that includes whatever this is. The other option is that this could be some kind of zombie or wraith or non-entity.
Okay.
It could be her corpse is just animated based on memories, or it could be something else moved in. So there's a whole lot of bad, or best case scenario, it really is Marlene, and you still have to kill her anyway.
Great.
That's your best case. All right, Eliana, what do you want to know, and what do you think would get you there?
Oh God, I'm not built for this.
Shit.
I had some psychotherapy or something right now. Can she use her? Is there any way she can try and like talk to this person through the wall without letting whatever it is out to see maybe what their mental state is, or try to build some type of rapport with this person to try and figure out what was the last thing she remembered and kind of put a timeline on maybe if she remembers the last thing when she but when she died, I don't know. It's just, I'm trying to put a timeline of like where she is mentally. Right.
Is there a way that I can help Eliana with that conversation? And because I'm kind of in that same, I was thinking that same thing, and I want to figure out if I can like
pinpoint.
And kind of get a sense of her reality.
So I would say for that would be probably human, definitely for Samuel Knight. That's you're trying to figure out.
That's you, yes.
Yeah, whether or not they're a real person or there's something else outside. Eliana,
I got nothing.
Yeah, what I'm trying to figure out for you, maybe you could roll like do you have anything? You have a natural, don't you?
No, I don't have a natural.
Okay. Do you have anything kind of like that, like occult or like?
I mean, I have like 20 in occult.
Okay.
But
great.
I'm really good at killing things and persuading people.
Okay. Then why don't you, in that regard,
killer? No.
Well, no. I mean, you can roll to see. Based on Davenport's info, you can probably say like, okay, Davenport's talking to you about, well, here are the potential vectors of what this could be and what this could be. You can extrapolate on that, Eliana, and figure out, okay, based on how much gas is here and the note, you can roll a, what would that be? Like a, not bureaucracy, but it's like some kind of fighting type thing. Not military science.
I got unarmed combat if you're trying to burn it. I got demolitions if you're trying to burn it and blow it.
There you go. Okay, yeah. Roll me a demolitions. See if you have 21 cans of gasoline, like how big of a fireball is this going to create and what's going on? Yeah. So, yeah, based on the fact of
3 out of 40.
Okay. Yeah. So in Davenport's best case scenario, where Marlene is still Marlene, but you still have to kill her, a reanimated corpse probably isn't going to take that long to cook. In Davenport's worst case scenario, where it isn't Marlene, if you're dealing with some kind of unnatural thing, it might take way longer than a normal human body should to fall apart. Like, it's not just you're killing this corpse. Like zombie style shoot its head off kind of thing. You have to burn it to a crisp and keep burning it until there's not even ashes left.
Which would make sense if you're lighting gasoline on fire in a metal container and sealing it. That would probably make sense.
Very high temperature. All right, Samuel Knight, roll me some what did I say?
Human int. I think
Human.
it's-
Yeah, human intelligence.
17.
17. Yeah, you keep talking to Marlene. Based on the information that you found in the house, this Marlene has every bit of knowledge that the real Marlene should have, and should have. It's they're not thinking about things that happened afterwards.
But we
They're
clearly know that she has passed away. I mean, that's,
yes.
yeah.
So you know for a fact that Marlene, whatever this Marlene is, it is a knowledgeable Marlene. And the more you get into it with Marlene, see, no, it's not that. The more you find out about what may or may not have happened to this character, to this person, and I will ask you to make a sanity roll for attempting psychotherapy on a character who has lost San or to the unnatural.
Oh crap! 86. That is pretty sure
Okay.
that's above my sanity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you take 1 point of sanity damage for talking to something that is unnatural, and yeah, based on your analysis, which has given you chills, this is not Marlene. I mean, not even the Marlene that would have been Marlene, like a Marlene zombie that's raised. This is something else. It's frightening. How pleading it is to try to get out. It's not even just talking to you like, hey, I really, I just want to see my family again. It's talking about, just let me out. I just need to get out. I need to see the sunlight. Please let me out. I just want to get out. And that's what it keeps saying over and over again.
I get to the end of the conversation with, okay, we're almost there, but there's a big rock on top of the hatch that we're going to have to remove. But be cool and relax and don't do anything crazy, anything untoward. It's almost good.
Peter, what do you want to know, and how do you think you want to find out about it?
Well, I pretty much wanted to go down the same road that Dr. Davenport went down. I want to make an occult check. I don't know if I'll necessarily roll better than he did, but yeah, I want to find out, see if I can find more about what kind of, like, based on what Samuel found out, that this is, we're not dealing with zombie reanimated Marlene. I want to see if I could find closer to what kind of Marlene this is.
Sure.
But I don't.
Oh.
I
Okay.
got it. 87. Sorry, a 78. But mine is 70. I was close.
So close. Yeah. You're coming to the same conclusions that Davenport is coming. You don't know for sure. But everything that he's saying absolutely tracks. You can offer a little bit more information. Things that Davenport has thought about all make sense. It could be a zombie that is Marlene. It could be another kind of zombie. What you can kind of throw into the mix that maybe no one considered before was that it might be like a demon or an alien, like something
something not from this dimension.
Consciousness. Yeah, a separate consciousness maybe taking over whatever was left, and that those kinds of things can happen, especially depending on what you've got hanging around. And Davenport, roll me your anthropology one more time.
Okay. Ooh, a 7.
Ooh.
My anthropology is 70%, so.
That knife that you found with the Hebrew on it and the Anglo-Saxon and all that stuff, that may or may not be related to some kind of sacrificial ritual. There was nothing on it that had blood or anything, so you wouldn't expect that. The handle being definitely not an animal means that it probably is related to some kind of occult ritual, which is just more evidence behind that someone tried to make Marlene, and you can't be sure whether or not they succeeded.
Yeah, whatever he's trying to burn, he's trying to burn.
Like, so do you think Do you think like she died and he tried to bring her back by doing some ritual, and instead of bringing back Marlene, invited some other thing into Marlene,
You mean
and
it
then he just didn't have the heart to do away with her?
That's highly possible that it backfired and he just couldn't do it.
Hey, let's back up so whatever that is down there doesn't hear what we're saying. And
Oh,
we
this is insensitive septic tank talk. Okay. All right. So,
I'm like, I've got the gun and both guns. I'm like, yeah, let's just back up just a sec, and let's just so that maybe.
Right.
Okay, so whatever's down there has got to go. We got to open the thing, and we got to pour all that gasoline down there.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there like not a whole hatch to open? Is there a smaller hatch just to put? I'm not trying to open the whole door and let this hammer out.
Yeah, there's the hatch at the top, and I mean, maybe partially buried. You can see in the ice like a bit of a door, but it's like a door, like it's a door you could walk through kind of door. And you would take a long time to get into that.
I want the smallest hatch possible to dump the maximum amount of gasoline in this. That's what I want.
How big is the top hatch?
Yeah, it's big enough to fit a normal person in.
See, I don't like this.
Okay, so
That's a terrible way to describe it, but yeah, that's accurate.
Tops off the canisters, maybe even punch a few holes in the tops, and you can just chuck them down the hole. Enough of it will leak that when I throw my cigarette down there, it will catch it.
Can I roll a demolitions to see if this actually might work? His idea.
I mean, it's faster than sitting there pouring.
that's true. That's
Yeah, but I want to know if it's actually gonna like ignite like we need it to.
Okay. Yeah, roll a demolitions if you'd like.
I don't know.
I mean, I want to look. Let me put it this way. I want to figure out the best way to do this without us getting slaughtered by whatever's in that hole in the ground.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. Okay, so I gotta. Oh my god, I can't see with these sunglasses. Jesus Christ, O'Malley.
That's why I took mine off.
Yeah, I got a 35 and my thing's a 40. I'll take it.
Okay.
Jesus, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, so based on your knowledge of demolitions, yeah, if you pour the gas into the tank, you probably have to leave at least a little bit of room for air, because right now that thing may or may not be completely sealed. It's an old tank, so it may have some cracks that you're not aware of, but you'd have to at least get some oxygen in there in order for it to burn. But yeah, you could totally pour the gas in and ignite it. And yeah, you're pretty certain that whatever's in there, pretty much no matter what, will not only be incinerated, but like it will be like less than ashes you'd put in an urn, kind of incinerated.
All right, let's get to this.
What big holes in the top, so that way it just sloshes out. But that's fast. Dumping the whole canister down is going to be way faster than just pouring. They're 1 gallon canisters, so we have 21 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just down the hole once we've packed it. Once we bash the lid.
So you just want to bash the lid, drop it in, bash the lid, drop it in.
We bash all the lid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like bash them and then throw them in there.
All right, Peter has something that he'd like to share.
Okay.
So we need to get the gas in there, but as soon as we open it, the thing, Marlene, she's gonna want to come out. So what if Dr. Davenport and I are on either side chucking in the gasoline while you two with your bangy sticks are standing right in front, just right into it.
Did you two find anything in the house?
Yeah, we got a knife and my second gun.
We found, well, yes, I think we found in the house what we were looking for, aside from whatever this is, which was all of his Delta Green stuff, so we can handle that however we see fit when this is over.
We can just throw that in the fire too. I mean, screw it.
I'm gonna look Leona up and down and
research
ask her about her kung fu skills, your hand to hand.
I might.
Wait, where is it? Where's hand to hand?
Unarmed combat.
Oh, unarmed. So mine's a 60.
I'm all right. I'm a 60.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well,
pretty
I was gonna say like somebody could go toe to toe, and the other one's got the blammies, but I didn't really want to be the one to go toe to toe.
Well, and I don't want to get shot at while I'm going toe to toe. So, what's your firearm? What's
Fire
your
40.
Yeah, no, you're not shooting with me in the line of fire. That's not gonna happen, homie. That's not happening. That is not happening.
All right.
How about we just hold on? What's my melee? You know what? If I got a knife with me, I might be able to take it.
okay.
Maybe.
Well, which one? I have a little baton too, so maybe if I knife baton and you longer. But I don't really want to go toe to toe with this thing. It's
Okay,
creepy.
I don't know a lot about guns, but why don't you both just shoot?
I'm gonna bet that knife has something to do with.
I bet that bullets may not work on it as great as we think it does if we have to incinerate it.
Yeah.
Not the first time where a slug of lead doesn't do anything. to
So,
it.
if I can take a ritualistic knife and hold on to that, because I can use. No, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Davenport, you have something you'd like to say?
Well, I don't want to burn what could be a priceless artifact. If we can just set her on fire and not desecrate
No,
the
I'm
knife, that
using the
sounds
knife
lovely.
to stab her with just in case. I'm not going to burn the knife. I just want to use the knife to stab her in case it actually does something against her.
Okay. So
Well, then we're gonna have to burn her.
okay, so give me the plan. Who's doing what, and where are you standing?
So
Can
it's
I
like a
look
manhole
at
cover.
the knife?
It's like a manhole cover. The hat.
It's like it's not round. It's like square. So it's almost like a hat, like a trap door almost.
Okay.
But it's metal and it's like
It's
part of it.
human sized for someone to climb down a ladder.
Yeah. You would expect that it probably has a ladder going down into it.
Right.
Okay, so here's my proposal. We will blammy blam, but I will hold on to ritual knife in case I need to shank her.
Can I do an occult check on the knife?
An occult check on the knife itself?
Yeah, to see if there's anything that could like confirm that the knife, like, what if the knife is just, like a silver bullet and that's all we need?
Yeah. Feel free.
Okay. I got 47, so that's good.
Okay. This is a knife that is used in some kind of occult rituals. Unless you had the ritual at hand to unmake whatever was made, this wouldn't do any better than any other knife. It's a knife.
Okay, so
It's a knife until you say the right words, and then it becomes more than a knife.
Gasoline it is.
okay, so I'll just stick with my combat knife that I already have in my boot. Then here you go for it. You can just keep your little prized possession. I got my gun.
Davenport has the fancy knife.
I'm gonna put my Mossad gun on my back, take the new gun, load that sucker up, and use that one to point in blammy blam.
Okay. For mechanic purposes, whenever you fire it, just use the same thing you would for your illegal gun. It'll have bursts as well. That's probably not absolutely accurate, but I'm not going to look up an M4's mechanics versus
that's fine. Yeah.
So does the lid? Can we tell if it flips all the way flat to the ground?
Yeah, you could tell it probably has piano hinges on it, so it flips all the way back. It doesn't just hang out up there.
Okay.
So we can get on all sides of it.
Yeah, you could.
So I'm on one side, Eliana on the other.
Yeah, and then they're going to start
baton and my pistol, so that I can, if it actually gets really close, I can whack it instead of pistol whipping it. I'll just try to shoot it. Doctors on either side, just with 10 cans each.
And just start throwing them in.
We're gonna do whatever we can to punch those lids open as much as possible, so that all you're doing is just chunking a can in. That is basically a bucket.
I have a knife.
Line them up and
look exactly. That's a knife.
And then just throw them in, and then When it's done, I'm having a cigarette.
Maybe not
Oh,
anywhere near the tank.
It's been a few minutes for you, hasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, like 3.
Yeah. So I'm tracking that Davenport and Shell. You guys are on gasoline duty. You each have about 10 cans apiece, and you are sort of positioned by the hatch on either side.
Mm-hmm.
McMurdy and Knight, you guys are on the opposite ends of the hatch. So I would suspect that probably either Davenport or Shell, when you open the whole thing, one of you is going to have to probably jump back a step or two to make sure that the whole thing can come down if you want to keep it all the way open.
Okay.
So that would leave McMurdy and Knight in better position to fire into the hole.
Without ricocheting and getting shot.
Yeah, you guys are basically firing down
Yeah.
into the hole. Yeah. Who's planning on unlocking the padlock and opening the hatch? Whose job is that?
I feel like anybody who's shooting should be ready to shoot, and a handler of gas should probably open.
Go for
Okay.
it.
All right.
So that's Davenport?
And
Okay.
I've got my
Okay.
whack stick.
Do you need both of my guns,
Okay.
sir? I mean, do you need both? Do you still need my handgun?
Nope, I got mine and the wacky stick.
Oh, well, I'm going to take mine back because I got all the quick loads for it anyway, so you'd have been screwed. All right, let's do this.
All right. As you guys are setting up, you can keep hearing Marlene just yelling and screaming and like, "What? Help me! Get me out of here! Open the hatch! I just need to get out! Please help me! Can you just let me out? I just need to see the sunlight. Just let me see the sunlight again. I miss my family."
I keep just saying, "Oh, you know what? We're almost there. There's like, oh, I dropped the keys. Oh, golly. You know what? Though,
We're going to release you soon, I promise.
While Samuel is like doing his, oh no, I dropped the keys, I'm just having to do Foley work because they're in my hands. So I just look at him and I'm like,
Okay. Samuel, can you actually roll me a persuade? Because now you're starting to get a little ridiculous in the.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna have to get a crowbar. Sorry. 39 is 60. So
Okay.
yeah.
Before we,
I'm just gonna go back to the car. We're gonna go back to the car and get a crowbar, and I'm sure it'll be open in a second. Just hang on tight, relax, take some deep breaths.
All right. Peter,
before we say go,
yeah. What do you need?
I couldn't help but notice. It keeps saying, "I need to see the sunlight. I need to see the sunlight." Should we wait till nighttime?
Once we close that lid on this thing,
She
I'm gonna say at this point, based on your previous roles, you're not expecting it's some kind of weird vampire situation or anything. Like I think it's just this Marlene misses the sunlight because she's in a hole.
Okay.
Yeah, it's doing what it can to convince you to open.
Okay, so she's not gonna like Kal-El us and get that sun ray and just like Hulk out in 5.3 seconds.
Yeah, based on your previous roles, it's not anything that's any better affected by the sun.
Okay.
Based on your
I
previous.
just want to consider all avenues.
Good point. No, very true.
Oh, yeah, you can tell we've been burned.
All right. Yeah, Sam, you just keep hearing her just saying like, "Just let me out. I just need to see the sun. Just get me out of here."
There, we're relaxed. Everybody's cool. Just take a step
and you
back.
do notice, right before you guys are pretty much ready to go, it almost sounds like she's crying.
Let's do it.
No, I actually say, if you can back up as far away from the hatch as you possibly can, we have to actually, this hatch might open very suddenly, so I don't want you to be hurt. Back up as far as you can.
Yeah, she's no longer responding. You just hear what sounds like weeping inside.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, Davenport, you are opening the hatch.
key in, turn, and open.
Woohoo! All right, here we go. A couple of things are going to happen all at once.
Oh, so
You
nervous.
open the hatch, and Davenport, you're the one that sees it. What you look down in and see is a woman, probably. Her hair is mostly gone. Her hands look really stretched out and weird because it looks like she's been clawing on the sides of this for, if you didn't know better, years. She's been trying to rake her way out of this for as long as she's been in there. Her feet are in some water below the level of the tank, maybe some meltwater or just condensation from being in the cold and in the snow. And they are, from what you're looking at, they look like all the skin is starting to slough off of them. And yet she's still standing. It looks like there's no way she should be able to stand on what are practically bones at this point. But she's still upright. And she's looking directly at you. And her eyes are not natural. They have this weird sort of shine to them. You don't quite know what that's about. I definitely need you to make a sanity roll.
Okay, and that the number that I'm basing that off of is under my
current sanity points.
current sanity points. Okay.
Yeah, you are witnessing the supernatural, possibly a violent supernatural thing. Or
Okay.
Seeing a corpse walk. That's what we're going.
All right. It is. I rolled a 19 and my sanity level is 48.
Okay, then you succeed. Yeah, you really weren't expecting to see this and to see it standing upright, but you've encountered the occult before. It's nothing completely new. And it's staring right at you, and you are dead certain this is not Marlene anymore. This is something different. All right. I will give you all one round of reaction. So, Davenport, you've kind of already done your thing. You've opened the tank. That's what you got. Eliana, what do you want to do? Davenport has opened the tank. You can't see inside of it, but you can react.
I'm just gonna fire.
Okay.
Warning shot. Back up.
Are you firing on fully auto or semi-auto?
No, semi-auto. Just one.
Okay.
Like one per pack.
Okay, so you were rolling, was it like a 5-round burst, I think?
No, wait. Yes.
Okay.
And I gotta roll higher than a 60. Okay.
Yeah, roll to see if you would actually, this is a firearms, so roll to see if you could.
Oh, I roll firearms? I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, whatever. It's a 4 out of 60. Okay. And do you need to know damage too? Or it won't matter because I can't see her anyway, so never mind.
Yeah, you're just firing into the tank.
Firing. Yeah.
I will make a note of whether or not I think Marlene or whatever Marlene is takes damage. Samuel Knight, you get a round. What are you planning on doing?
How many times can I squeeze my trigger into that?
In 6 seconds, I say, since you have to fire it every time, I would say you'd probably get 3 rounds off.
Okay. How far away is it from like getting up to the, getting up the, is there a ladder? Do I see a ladder? Is there a way for her to get up there, or?
Good question. Based on where you're standing, there is a ladder down into the tank. And from the number of rungs you can see from here, it looks like the tank is probably 15, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, 15 feet deep. It's down in there.
So she's all the way down?
Yeah, she's at the bottom.
Yeah, well, I'm shooting her then.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to fire into the tank as well.
49. We're looking at firearms.
Yeah.
Firearms. Mine's a 40. So,
okay, so you do not succeed. You were not going to hit any of your friends, but you weren't able to train your sight down fast enough to really get it effectively into the tank. So it's going. You can tell it's kind of going off the side,
right?
Sort of into the side of the tank. All right, Peter Shell, are you doing anything?
I want more than anything to take a peek and see what she looks like, but I know better, and I'm not going to look, even though I want to. Because I want knowledge, but I'm going to start throwing gas in.
Okay. So you chuck a can of gas down there, and Davenport, since all of these things are kind of happening at once, you could see the flash of both Sam's gun and Eliana's guns as they go off. You can see that Eliana's gun strikes true. It hits whatever is Marlene. You think it does a couple of points of damage. You're not sure. And additionally, the gas can, amusingly, hits Marlene on the top of the head and drenches her as she comes down.
Good.
And then it's Marlene's turn. And she leaps all 15 feet out of the
Nope.
tank.
No.
And
See?
because she saw you first, Davenport, she
Oh, no.
comes for you.
No.
So let's see. What are we gonna do here? Yeah, she's going to attempt to attack you. Now I just have to find what that looks like.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Maybe.
For sale, these hands.
All I have.
Um,
Do you have any firearms at all? Like any,
I got a knife.
you have points in it.
Yeah.
I'll let you try to stab her if you want. But yeah, I'm just trying to find where that roll is to be able to figure out what she's attacking and how. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Let me just pull up the right information. It's just taking me a while to scroll down. Okay. I'm going to roll. She is attacking unarmed. Cool. She's got stats for that. Let's see. Oh yeah, she succeeds. And she's going to attempt to claw you. And in a clawing scenario, she succeeds. I'm trying to find out how much damage she does. Okay. Okay. +2. Oh, well, you're lucky. She rolled a 1. So you take 3 points of damage as she comes up super fast and just uses those claws to rake across your chest. And she has basically effectively jumped on top of you and is kind of pinning you to the ground. So she's basically leapt out of the hole and then jumped right on top of you and swiped at you with her right hand, while simultaneously pinning you somewhat to the ground. So yeah, Davenport is trapped. Cool. So that was if we really want to get technical here, we can try to go based on dexterity order of who's going to go first, or we can continue to go in the round order as was just you guys standing around the tank. What do you prefer?
Just go in the order.
Just
Okay.
whatever we did, yeah.
So Davenport, you are reacting to being slashed for 3 points of damage and being pinned to the ground.
I think instinct is just going to be to see if I can swipe at her with the knife that I still have on my person.
Okay. Yeah, you can attempt to attack with the knife. That would be. It's not an unarmed roll necessarily. I think it's I have a knife here. Okay. Use your unarmed skill.
Okay.
So your percentage as whether or not you succeed, and then I'll tell
Got
you
it.
how much damage you can potentially do.
Okay. Ooh, wow. We got my percentage is 40 and I got a 38. So
Nice.
yes.
That was scary.
Barely.
Okay.
We just woofed.
Okay, so you succeed in stabbing her. It's pretty easy to stab her because she's forcing you to the ground. So roll a 1d4.
1d4. I've got that right here. 3.
Cool. Okay, so she gets stabbed, which is not fun for her, but she's still
No.
there. All right, McMurdy, go for it. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna essentially just roundhouse that kick that heifer off of him. Just
Okay.
just pow, just kick her right off.
Okay, so that's an unarmed. So yeah, you can attempt an unarmed skill to try to kick her in the face and get her to release.
I got that. Yay! That's a 50 out of 60.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you succeed in kicking Marlene off. So Davenport is now no longer being pushed to the ground by Marlene herself. So she sort of rolls backward, but almost combat reflexes like she gets up immediately after being kicked off. And it doesn't seem like you just booting her to the face does any damage at all. She's just even more pissed, and now she's looking at you. Samuel Knight, what are you going to do?
How far away is she from the hole? Is there any way that I can, because I've got my baton in my other hand, if I can just like continue her movement and like hurt her into the hole from Eliana's kick, and then maybe like zing. And if I have to like body check her as well, I'm trying to strike her more as to try to actually get her
back in.
Steer her back to the hole.
Yeah.
And if that means I have to throw my body into it, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's maybe the only effective way that you can think that would actually work. Because she just jumped 15 feet without feet, which is really intense. Excuse me. Oh yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. Because she just jumped 15 feet up without actual feet that exist sort of anymore. Yeah, the only way she's going back in that hole is if you grab her and jump. Other than that, she's maybe like 2 or 3 feet back from the hole. But yeah, she's not going back in. Is there anything else you want to try, or do you want to just try to jump on her and pull her down?
No, I'm just gonna try to, whack her with my baton and just body check her. I'm just trying to shove her into the hole. Just go to your home.
Yeah, so you can do you have I guess it would, an unarmed skill or
I have unarmed combat. It's a 60.
Yeah. We'll do that.
And a 19.
Nice. Okay. So do you have stats for your baton? You should. That should be on the second page with the weapons.
It's only 1d6, but
okay. Yeah. So roll the 1d6. It's not necessarily going to be like super damagey, but okay. 4 points of damage. All right.
Putting my shoulder into it, just and using whatever I got, I can get her in the hole.
Okay. And Peter, what are you planning on doing?
This is not the plan. This is not the plan. The plan was we made a plan. We had a plan. We made a plan. The plan was we throw the gasoline in there and then we blow her up and light her on fire while she's down there. That's not where she is anymore. I'm holding a gas can. I'm just going to throw it at her.
Okay. You take your second gas can and you are attempting to throw it at her. Make a dexterity roll for that and see if you can actually effectively... Now, she's close, so you can add 10%.
I have a high dexterity, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Just haven't been using it.
Proximity, yeah. So use your dexterity to try to throw the gas can right at her.
All right. I got under my dexterity.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, then the effect goes off. You throw the second gas can right at her, and it impacts her like right in the chest and just sploosh all over what amounts to her face. Cool. So now that we've gone back around to Marlene's turn, I need everybody to roll a sanity roll for viewing the undead. This is an undead thing walking, and you've all seen it in person. Davenport, you don't have to re-roll because you've already dealt with this.
And I get the plus 10 from...
Yes.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay, 10 is in you succeed, or?
Yes, I rolled a 10.
Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. 65 out of 65.
Nice.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Jesus. That was close.
Peter, did you succeed as well?
Yes, I got a 14. I was ready to see something scary.
Yeah. So because you all had conversations with her before coming up and everyone was like, yeah, no, this is definitely not a real person. This is definitely not a thing. It's okay. then you guys don't. I don't think you take any additional sanity damage for that, which is pretty impressive. But it's still a corpse standing in front of you. And the last person to hit it when it first got out was Eliana. So Eliana, it's going to attempt to attack you, and it's going to do its unarmed again.
Do I get to have a? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, can you go attack? Can you shut mommy's door? Yeah, can we shut that, please? Go. What are you doing?
So,
Well, I'll just ask. Do you think we'll be done in 20 minutes?
Sorry.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do I get a dodge roll for this? Or no? Try to dodge it or no? Or does she just attack?
She just attacks. She's just in such close proximity. She's just going to go after you. Yeah, and she succeeds. Now, I think you do have body armor. So
I do.
It has her claws do an armor piercing of 3. So I think it ignores 3 points of armor. So whatever she's rolling as damage is going to affect you on that. Find out in a second. Okay. She does 5 points of damage. So you're ignoring 3 points of body armor. What kind of body armor do you have?
It is Kevlar with 3 armor points.
Okay, so it's pretty much, unfortunately, just ignoring that. So you are taking 5 points of damage. It figured out a way to just basically rake your arm, and your left, we'll say left because you might be right-handed. Your left arm is hanging on by a thread. It is just in ribbons. She has raked you horrendously, and has done some terrible damage. Cool.
Ow!
We're back to the top of the order. Davenport, what are you doing?
Am I still pinned down?
No, you are on your back, and you might be so you're prone, but other than that, you are still able to fight. It has now engaged Eliana and has really messed up her arm, and she's going to have to deal with that in a minute.
Well, we're getting up then, and we're doing the only thing we know how to do, which is slice and try to start pushing back towards the hole to set this thing on fire.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to attack it with your knife.
Yeah, buddy. Rolling, and we've got a 19, which is great because I've got a 40, so that's good.
You guys are rolling great today. I'm impressed.
And then D4, and that's a 4.
Okay. You slice into her. You're lower down, so you slice through her leg, and you actually manage to kind of hobble her. You've basically sliced through her Achilles tendon entirely, or whatever was left of it. So her left leg is now completely useless, theoretically. Eliana, so I need you to roll a sanity check. You're not going to get the bonus points to this one.
Okay.
This is for helplessness because you took a whole bunch of damage. And that will determine whether or not you're going to react in this turn.
Okay, hold on. I accidentally refreshed. Hold on, let me hit this darn thing again.
That's okay.
32 out of 55. Okay.
Okay, so you succeed. You're still going to take 1 point of sanity damage for encountering helplessness. That your arm is useless right now. Like it's gross. And God help you. I hope you can find someone with a tourniquet soon because you may or may not bleed out, depending on how long this goes. But you are still able to attack. So if you would like to use your MP5, you are welcome to do so.
Yeah.
Or,
let me see which does
M4, I suppose.
No, because her left arm is useless. So since she still has a revolver on her hip, because that does more of a punch, she's going to use her revolver instead, her 357, to shoot it.
Okay. So you're going to drop the other weapon that you had and then pull that and shoot it. Okay. And you're at close range. So I'm going to just assume that that it's going to work. You are at 357 and less than 5 feet of distance. You're definitely going to hit this thing. So just roll for damage.
Okay. So 1d12. That was 8.
Oh, and I do need to actually roll for that sanity. I apologize. Whoa. Okay. Or no, you should.
I'll take it. Yeah, 8.
Okay. 8 points. Is it a lethality at all? Just out of curiosity.
No, the only cool thing is my combat knife that's armor piercing.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, so you shoot it at point blank range and you are able to hit it right in the chest cavity. And it just boom, 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 boom. So I will say you're able to get 3 shots off in your round.
Okay.
And you need to take 1d4 points of damage. I thought it was just 1, but it's not. It's 1d4 points of damage for helplessness, for permanent harm, or indefinite insanity. So you're having harm done to you.
Okay, so 1d4. Wait.
Is that to your sanity or to your hit points?
To her sanity, not to her hit points. Yeah.
But I'm enduring violence, so I passed that, right?
Oh yeah, that's where it comes in. Cool. Yeah. So you are so used to the violence, even though your arm is not really working. You are totally okay with it, surprisingly, because you're that fucked up. Good for you.
I'm that dead inside.
Yeah. Absolutely. So your arm is just there, and you're like, blah, blah, blah. Like, and you hit her point blank, and there's just viscera going everywhere. Fascinating. Samuel, you're gonna go next. Based on your previous positioning, you were almost right where Eliana was shooting, and because she's shooting at point blank range, these are going through and through. See if you can make a it wouldn't necessarily be like a dodge. I guess, yeah, we'll go with dexterity. Make a dexterity roll and see if you can get out of the way, seeing what Eliana is about to go through, of just like, oh shit, and just pushing off to the side so that you don't.
That's going to be dex. That's the ×5.
Yeah. It's the dex ×5.
39.
Nice.
50, so that.
Okay. So you do a super badass dodge. With
that little maneuver, how close to the hole is she? Is there any way? How close to the hole is she? Like, can I have a really bad idea, everybody.
Okay. What's your bad idea?
If I can grab her and I'll just fall in the hole and like pull her with me, because pushing her in the hole seems to be a little too difficult. So do I have any, with my intelligence, which is pretty high, do I feel like there's any chance of that succeeding?
Out.
You would have to time it really, really well in order for you both to fall down into the hole.
Or I can drag her into the hole. If I grab her and I jump in the hole, she's got to fight against me.
I'll tell you what. Roll me an alertness real quick.
Oh, of course. 63, and I think my alertness is 60. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah. You don't think that would work? You could try it. It might be easier to do other things. But yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I have a really bad idea, and I'm
near the hole.
Trying to just grapple her, and I'm just going to jump in the hole and just try to drag her in.
Okay. We will say that's an unarmed, I think, to grapple somebody.
Yeah. So unarmed combat.
Yep.
And exactly a 50. I think mine's a 50 or 60. Unarmed combat. Unarmed combat is a 60. Yes.
Nice. Okay. So you succeed in grabbing her, and you are pretty much down in the hole.
Okay.
She has not completely followed. She's still. You could drag her about halfway in, so her legs are in there, and you are entirely in the hole, and you are pretty much just dangling underneath her upper body. But she's so strong, she's able to keep her upper body posted up out of the hole.
I just scream, "Are you too good for your home? Get in your home!"
Peter Shell, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna close the hatch on top of her and stand on it.
Wow. Okay. I like this plan. That's fun. Peter, attempt a strength roll to to close the hatch on the upper half of Marlene.
Please.
Did not succeed.
Okay. So you are able to get the hatch over and pin her into it, and you are basically on top of the hatch, pushing down. So she can't go anywhere. Neither can Samuel. Yeah, you're hanging out underneath it, and you didn't do any damage to her, but theoretically, at least for now, she's not going anywhere. That being said, it's now Marlene's turn. So let's see. So, Peter, what's your strength check?
50%.
Okay. So basically what I think I need to do for this, I need to make like an opposed strength roll against. So it's who, let me double check what this skill is, because I don't have that. Okay, yeah. So you roll and see if you succeed, and I roll and see if I succeed. And if it works, then we see who succeeds the best.
Really missing the Saints right now.
Sorry.
Okay. What does 69 mean again?
Nice.
A critical success! Did you roll a 69?
That's what it is? I only remembered that we had to say nice.
Nice.
Okay. I also succeeded, but the fact that you critically succeed, I will say that you make your strength check and she cannot move.
You guys, I
so
called upon the Saints and they were there.
Yeah.
So, we'll say for this round, she is clawing at trying to get out, and she's still at least kind of she's pinned. Her upper body is pinned outside of the tank. Her lower body is still inside of the tank, kicking, but she's not able to act within this round. So, Davenport, let's see what you can do to finish this off. What do you want to do?
I don't know if I want to light her on fire or stab her.
Can I scream, more gasoline, please?
I don't have a
Sam's
way
ready to die.
I don't have a way of lighting her up, though. I don't have the lighter.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Samuel went down with the lighter.
You have the lighter.
Start burning from down there, and then
I guess the only thing that I really can't. I mean, I could pour more gasoline on her.
Yeah.
Since she's pinned down, so I'll go ahead and I'll pour more gasoline on her.
Okay, as a free action, you can totally just pour more gasoline on her, and she's growling.
As a free action? Well, then I'll stab her too.
She's pinned. I'm cool with that. If you want to do it, go for it.
Absolutely. I'll pour gasoline on her, and then I'll stab her.
Okay. See if you succeed. You still have to roll the knife to succeed.
I did not succeed on the stabbing, but I succeeded on the gasoline.
You got the gas on her. Okay, so you
hands were slippery.
Yes, you attempt to stab her, and you kind of miss. The knife is a little slick in your hands from sweat, and also potentially the gasoline, which makes you realize whenever this gets lit, you should probably back the hell up because you might also catch on fire. Eliana, what do you want to do?
I want to rip her head off.
Okay, how are you going to attempt to do that?
I have a armor-piercing combat knife.
Okay, so you're attempting to basically cut through her neck.
I want to cut her head off.
Okay.
At least we can direct her head. We can just throw her parts in there, light it on fire, and shut it.
Okay.
All right.
So that would be a knife. Roll me to see if your knife does the thing.
Okay. Does my knife do the thing? Knife,
Yeah,
I need to do the thing. Okay. My knife does the thing.
Okay. How much damage does it do?
It's 1d6 plus 1.
Okay, so roll that out, see where it goes.
That's a 7.
Yeah! All right. And
I got piercing has anything to do with that, but
No, that's fine. Eliana, in a fit of rage because her left arm is completely useless, breaks out her combat knife and says, I'll show you how it's done, Davenport," and just like saws through this girl's neck and and her head falls off. Cool.
is she still moving?
Well, that's the interesting thing. So she seemingly kind of collapses. Samuel, you could tell from inside the tank that her legs stopped kicking. But what's very unusual, and who's outside of the tank? It's Davenport, Eliana, and Shell. What all three of you notice is that even though the head has just fallen off, there are weird little pieces of sinew that are starting to crawl back toward the severed neck in an attempt to reattach itself. And all three of you need to make a sanity roll.
I'm also Medusaing that bitch if I just have to hold her head up. All right, sanity roll.
I should have just
I failed that one.
I did
Ooh,
too.
I passed that one. Praise be.
Yay. Okay. So for those of you that failed, I'll say take 1d4 from the unnatural. And it has to at least be 1 point.
Okay, a 2.
I also got a 2.
Okay. So with that, you know for a fact that if this keeps going, she'll reknit herself and just keep going again. So what's your plan?
We're gonna open it up, throw
Well,
her bits in there, get Sam out of there, light this heifer.
so I'm down there. I do not let her go, and I'm just gonna try to wiggle my leg into the ladder so that I've got something to like hold on to. Like if I can get my leg like around a rung so that I can brace myself on there. I'm just gonna try to keep holding her down there. I don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah.
Because they need to send down about 17 more gallons of gasoline, if my math is correct.
All right. So who reopens the hatch once you've severed the head?
I'm on top of it, so
Okay. Yeah. So
Did she collapse? I mean, did she like stop?
she stopped moving. So her upper body is still currently pinned in the top of the hatch, but because her head wasn't the thing holding her in there, she just stopped moving.
So basically, if I can hook my leg onto the ladder, and then I can, and I'll just keep trying to pull her down. I don't know if she's dead or not. So I don't know.
So Peter, as soon as you open the hatch, the rest of the body just sort of goes in there, and continuing to disturb you, the head, seemingly, although it's not alive, notices, and those sinews are starting to claw over the lip of the top of the thing. So it's trying to reach its body.
let's get the fire started on the body while you hold on to the head, and then we'll throw the head in after it gets going.
Okay.
Sam, get out the hole. And
I'm gonna get out as fast as I can. If she's down there,
as the hatch opens, Samuel, the corpse just sort of collapses sort of into your arms, and you feel the full weight of it for a second. And then you just chuck it off to the side and climb back up, and then you also witness the head. You also need to make a sanity roll because you've come up to a head that is trying to climb back down to the rest of its body.
I'm just
74. That's another fail.
Okay, so that's 1d4.
My sanity is not having a good time. Oh, 4.
Oh God, have you reached a breaking point, or you're okay?
I'm at 59.
Okay.
I've only lost 6. Total.
Okay. No fun, but still going. All right.
Just
So
get up there and scream. Ah! What is that?
Can you just light it, pour it, light it, so I can throw her head in there. Move faster. I'm bleeding out.
okay. You guys are able to light the tank on fire and continue to pour gasoline in, and then eventually you throw the head in itself. Does anyone want to help Eliana? Does anyone have a medicine skill to stop her from bleeding?
Probably
I
not.
have a first aid kit in my car.
Okay.
So that'll help.
Again, I'm not that kind of doctor.
Oh, I'm definitely not that kind of doctor.
I mean, I have first aid. I just need help getting to my car.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tell you, tie something tight on here so I don't die.
Yeah, I'll say, Eliana, you are able to, with the assistance of maybe Samuel, because he's there, and he's probably one of the stronger of the group. He's able to help sort of lift you back to the car and tourniquet your arm. Eliana, where were you based out of? Oh, you're international, right?
Yeah.
Um,
You can always text her boo thing. I need you to meet me back
Is
about
there
patch.
a moment that we can be walking away from all of this and it explodes behind us? Is there's like the hatch just like, like flame shooting. I mean, because really
this is more like a the end of Lord of the Rings where it's done, it's over kind of thing. So you're looking into Mount Doom and you're just all like watching this thing burn.
Mhm.
Even as you throw in the head, although the corpse has been burning for a long time, and I mean the flames are getting really hot. Like now, all the ice around the thing is starting to melt, so you have to back up because it's a metal container and it's starting to get real hot. Yeah, it smells awful. There's a weird whining noise that's happening that you can't tell if it's just, like the noise when you're boiling water and it just sort of makes a hissing, bubbling kind of thing, or if it's something screaming, but in a very high pitched sort of sound. It's definitely unnatural. It takes a couple hours for the fire to really go out, and even then, up until maybe the last 30 minutes, you're still hearing that noise.
I just have to say, if there had been an explosion thing and we were all walking away, that Peter would have looked back because Peter's not that cool.
Peter would have looked back and also fallen. He would have slipped on the snow in the process of
I'm sorry, I ruined it. I ruined it.
Not that
do
kind
the
of
whole thing all over again. Come on, everybody, reshoot.
Reset.
Yeah, and without doing all kinds of crazy wrap-up stuff, that is last things last, the Delta Green scenario. You have destroyed the
Alright.
unnatural.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations. The combat went way better than I thought it was going to. I really thought you guys were going to.
I thought it was
someone
going
was
to
gonna
end
get
with me
murked.
down the hole, just shooting. You guys were just going to hear plow, plow, plow. As, the smoke. Just
As much as Peter just fell everywhere, getting the critical success 69 in the critical moment was just
The
clutch.
best thing.
Because she totally would have succeeded, and she totally would have just like boned you.
Continue destroying us.
Yeah,
It's amazing what a well-placed 69 can do.
Isn't it so?
It is
Really?
true.
All right.
yeah.
All right,
that's the kind of
well, we have to jump because we're going to
You've got to go.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
wrap up in 30 minutes, and
Go.
there you go. You
This
guys
was
were great.
so much fun.
A lot of
Thanks,
It
guys.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
and like I said, so what we're doing in January is we're going to be we're just going to be posting new stuff all month. We're going to start back up the game. So like this Tuesday is our last live episode. Then then we're going to take a few weeks off, but we're going to be putting these out as premieres.
Sweet.
So that we're still putting stuff out there, but we can take a few weeks to kind of regroup and redo everything. I hope that what will happen is that we can do. I was talking to everybody about this about doing like a Friday. I don't know what night, but a fright night where it's like we do a horror game. I have another friend of mine who's a game designer, Robert Turk. He's got a bunch of horror-based games that are like one-shot kind of stuff, but they're really fun. And so just kind of, I don't know, it'd be just more stuff to put on the Twitch channel and get going stronger and longer and all that jazz. So hopefully there's room for everybody to throw in and be part of a
Here for it.
big,
very cool.
more exciting stuff. But we do have to go because we got to shoot another show in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go. We'll touch base. This is so much fun. Thank you, guys.
Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, now I'm going to do that thing where it takes me too long to figure out how to leave.